So today we have a very special guest. The one fight wonder himself, undefeated, 1-0. The champ is here, Mr. Lee Parks. How you doing, Lee? You all right?
Hi, Matt. Thanks for having me on your show.
Thank you for coming.
Very good with the intro.
Lee, you all right?
Yeah, well, I don't like sitting on this side of the chat, though.
No?
No. I'm sweating already. You know what you're going to ask me.
I'm going to grill you. I'm going to proper grill you. How did you get into boxing?
Well, it's hard to say if I'm really into boxing. I've always been a fan of boxing, but a casual fan. So I've always watched the big events. But that's all I ever saw it as, just an event. I grew up a big wrestling fan, WWE, and we all know how fake that is and storylines and all that stuff. So I sort of saw boxing events like that. You always had your good guy, your bad guy. Obviously knew it was real where wrestling was fake, but you always had your good guy and your bad guy. Always picked one side to root for, flashing lights, nice ring walks. So I always just saw it as an event and people hitting each other with pillows, really. So when, about 4 years ago, I think I see it on Facebook, there was a show, the Ultra White Collar show for Dartford, and I thought, oh, that'd be quite a laugh. I wanted to lose a bit of weight. I was about 21 stone at the time, and I could feel it that I was quite overweight. So I thought, I'll give this a go, be a piece of piss, really. Just go in, hit a couple of bags, have a fight, go home, and that'd be it. Everything be fine. Boy, was I on. It is nothing like you see on the TV. The training is so hard. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, it's true what Tyson says. Everyone's got a plan till you get hit in the head. And I remember the first time, it was another lady at the gym who punched me in the head and my head guard popped off. And I thought, why am I doing this? Like, what is the point? Like, I've got my wife and kids at home and I go to work every day. Do I really need to come in and get hit in the head? Like, what's the point? But I'm so glad I did it. Like, it was amazing. I think once the first 2 weeks were past and you got it into your mind that you're going to the gym and you're going to be worked for an hour, I vlogged it as well on my actual channel, and the first time I weren't taking it seriously at all. I think England were playing in the Euros or World Cup, and I vlogged myself with a vodka and coke, going, coming in, the boxing training's going really well, and laughing and sipping the vodka and coke and stuff.
Can I just say, if I see that, I'd have fucking ginger myself.
No, exactly. Because I just thought, because of at that time, we were only doing the drills still. We hadn't actually hit each other yet. It still seemed like it was going to be a laugh in that first 2 weeks. Because the first 2 weeks, they ease you in, don't they? Like, well, you was the trainer, that's how we met. What eased in, so we was doing the drills and like the running and the planking and stuff like that, but we hadn't actually hit anyone. And I think it was like that third week when it was like right time to start hitting each other. I think that's when I realised, actually, shit, like, I better start taking this seriously. Like, this ain't a joke.
You don't play boxing.
But yeah, exactly, and that's what I wanted to do. I see all the advertisement for, you're raising money for cancer. And like I said, and they show you like the flashy lights and the walking down to the ring and everyone cheering. And it makes you think, oh yeah, I've watched big lights like that on the TV, like Lennox Lewis and Nassim and all that. Yeah, I can go and play it that for a night. So that's how you get suckered in. But like I said, like, no, it's not a game at all.
No, not a game at all. So fight night come.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was that? What did you do throughout the day?
Yeah, so it was like, so I arranged to meet two other guys. You and Lee were taking us by car. So we met up, grabbed a cup of tea at a cafe on our way to, we fought near Brands Hatch in the Mercury Hotel, just off by Brands Hatch, and grabbed a cup of tea, and it was all laughing and joking. Bill was ready there and then. I think like he just wanted his fight. He seemed very wired up. But I felt relaxed still because I don't know. I think when I'd watched big night shows, whenever you saw a main eventer in their dressing room throughout the night, they were having their headphones on. They seemed very chilled and relaxed. I thought in my mind, as I'm playing boxing, I thought like that's how I need to be throughout the day. I need to be chilled and relaxed. But I was panicking because 2 days before that, I picked up an injury. One of our classes got cancelled, so they put us in with the semi-pro group at the gym. And the trainer was like semi-pro, so we was mixing in with them. And he told us to do a press-up with our gloves on.
Mm.
And like, seeing the size of me anyway, as I went down, it didn't tear, but I felt a massive pull in my shoulder. And this was 2 things before the event. And the next day, and even on the day of the fight, I just could hardly lift my shoulder. And I thought, that's it, I've got to pull out. But then I thought, I can't, I've sold these tickets. It's cancer research. Everyone's expecting me to be there and stuff. So I had to pop a load of Nurofen just to be able to lift my arm. I didn't want to do too much throughout the day because I was scared in case I overpulled that, then I'd be able to fight. So I think we got to the hotel about 1:30, and I think we was due out on parade about 4. If I remember, 4:30.
Yeah.
I think. They took us to the changing rooms, but it was a bit like it was like a football team really. It was quite a nice environment. So you had a big room and it had a wall in the middle, and you had your red group and your blue group. I was in the blue group, and they had all the vests lined up around the chairs, all with your nickname on them. Now I thought that was quite a nice touch. It made you feel a bit important when you got there. So like, find out where my seat was and all that. And then we took a walk down to ringside where the ring was going to be. Had a chat with like the DJ and stuff like that. And then the referee came in. I can't remember his name, but I know he was an ex-pro.
I know you mean. I forgot his name.
Yeah, we got told a bit about him, and it was quite interesting to think, actually, like, being looked after by someone who's had the experience, which is quite handy to know. Because I remember you guys saying to us, like, control yourself because you're in a raised room, the lights are on you, your adrenaline's running, you're going to lose air. I remember that's what you guys kept trying to hammer into us like 2 weeks before the event. But in the back of your mind, you're still thinking, yeah, all right, that's a load of rubbish.
Yeah, all right, shut up, Matt.
I'll get into that in a minute. So, another problem was as well, like, I suffer from high blood pressure. So, obviously, you have to have your blood pressure checked before and all that stuff once we went through all the safety rules. And my blood pressure, even though I had a letter from the doctor saying what my blood pressure was at, it was still higher than usual. So, the St John's crew were like, yeah, we're not giving you the OK to fight yet. And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, no, like, we're not giving you the OK to fight. It's too high. Go and take yourself off for half an hour to lay down and chill out. And I admit it now, because you're probably going to hate this now as well. The only thing I didn't stop during training was smoking. I can't give up my smoking. I've tried so many times and stuff. And I think before the blood pressure check, I just had a fag. So, of course, it was going to be sky high. Like, that's one thing I couldn't. I stopped drinking. I started eating healthier. I was doing a lot more exercise. I just couldn't give up the cigarettes. And in my head, because I didn't know what it was like, I still thought it's only 9 minutes. I can get through that. Right, so anyway, done with blood pressure. Luckily, that calmed down. And they gave me the OK to fight. And I was the second fight. And I remember, I can't remember, probably because you backed my hands that night, but I can't remember what we spoke about. I think you just kept saying to me, like, just remember, be calm, enjoy it. I think you kept telling me to enjoy it. You said you've done all the hard work now. This is the time for you to show off all the efforts you're putting in the gym and stuff, just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
So that was quite calming. And then I remember, as I said, like, the first fight happened, and then like they called us down, and I walked down, and I strangely felt really calm. I don't know why. I just felt really calm. And I remember standing there and Techie, like the head coach from the gym. You see it in the video, like, he's got his hand on my chest because I think I was eager to get in. So as soon as the music started playing, I went to walk and he stopped me and just said, breathe and enjoy it. It really annoyed me because I made it onto a CD. So there was a wrestler called Razor Ramon, and he'd done a Hall of Fame speech, and he said, hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. So I'm going to have that at the beginning, then have AJ saying, welcome to the Lion's Den, and the Raw, and then it was going to kick into Ceiling Can't Hold Us by Macklemore. But when we went down to during the day, they come up to me, Ryan come up to me and said, "Look, right, your CD's not working in the player." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, it won't read it." So I was like, "Okay." I spent about 15, 20 minutes making this intro. So I just loved the beginning saying, and then I loved like the AJ, the Welcome to the Lions Den. So they only managed to get the chorus of Macklemore from their record. So that was what I come out to. Ceiling Can't Hold Us. I still think it was quite a good thing to come out to, but I just wanted that beginning bit. And then that first bell rang, and I just went for it. All what you said about take your time, you're going to lose your hair and all that just went out the window. And after 20 seconds, I was knackered. Absolutely knackered, thinking. And I remember, like, I've got the video up somewhere on YouTube, but halfway through round one, I think Kevin, who I was fighting, felt the same because there's a good 10 seconds when we're both just opposite each other, just staring at each other, just breathing. We've done 20 seconds, fall out, and it was just like, I had enough now. So I managed to get through round one, walked over to my corner and all that, having a chat and all that, and I thought, it was really weird because I was angry, but I weren't pumped because Kevin was such a nice guy. We had a laugh at the face-off, and I couldn't get angry. Like, it's really hard to explain. My adrenaline was going, and I was all pumped up because I'm in a fight, but I just didn't have that. Like, I really want to hurt him. So, like, round one was like, I don't know, there weren't no beef between, there weren't no needle, and it's like, he spent all week working night shifts and then coming training and stuff. Like, I worked in a school during the day, and there weren't just nothing to.
Yeah.
I think because I had it in my head that there was another bloke in the gym who was more my size, and I had it in my head that's who I was fighting. Because even towards the end, they paired us up when we were sparring. And I just had it in my head that that's it. And then they announced Kevin, and I thought, oh, I didn't even thought about you. Like, so there weren't no. Because they didn't tell, I'd like prepped myself all the 2 weeks, like that's who I'm fighting, I'm going to hurt him. And even when we were sparring, when he would hit me, I thought, okay, and then when I would hit him back, and I could see that he didn't like something, I thought, well, that's what I'm going to do on the night, and stuff like that. So I all had it in my head. Because you play matchmaking yourself, don't you, until you know.
Yeah.
So you lie everyone up in the gym and you think, right, he's too good for me, so I know I'm not going to have him. Because that's one thing you guys did very well. You paired us very good. There weren't no mismatches, I felt, throughout the night. Yeah, I've heard at a couple of events there has been, but I'm just saying you guys were very good at not mismatching us.
Yeah.
So yeah, went into round 2, and I thought, oh, here we go. Like, still got 6 minutes of this left. Like, how long left now? Because like I said, up until that point, after round 1, you're playing boxer.
Yeah.
Everyone's, you guys are telling us, but it's a bit like when your parents tell you not to do something. You think, I'm not listening to that. And then round 1 happened, and you think, okay, actually, this is real. Like, I can't breathe, I can't lift my arms up. He's eating me. Like, and then halfway through round 2, I remember I was all over, because I know I'm not very flexible on my legs. I'm not very bouncy or anything like that, so I know I can't really duck and dive, and not being a bit too big-headed, but where I spent 20 years in the special needs field, I was getting beat up daily by young people, and where I had to use restraint and stuff, you're trained to go towards the fist to hold and stuff like that to protect yourself.
Yeah.
So I found it very unnatural to move away from punches, and I knew I weren't very bouncy, and I've got short arms, so I had to fight. I had to be right up close to people to fight. So I knew I was going to take hits. I remember I was up in the corner. I was up in the corner with Kevin, and I was just working into his body. And then he hit me once in the chin, which made me step back. Then he hit me again, which made me step again. And then he just fell some massive punch, and it smashed me in the nose. And I never felt anything like it. It was like an electric shock going through my body. I think like I saw white for a second like that. And I just threw the mightiest hook. I just mustered all my strength. So I thought, man, you fucking hurt me there. I went angry with him up until that point, but that really hurt. So I just threw this massive hook, and it just wobbled him, and then he got counted off, and that's how. But I don't know if I was dazed from the punch, why that count was going on, because the ref sent us to the neutral corner, and I was looking out And then the bell rang, and I thought that round had finished. I thought that was the end of the round. I didn't sort of know what was going on.
Mm.
I walked back over to the corner, and then like Kieran and that started taking the head guard off, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Yeah, you've won." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, they just counted him out. You've won." I was like, "What?" Like, because we got told before the fight, like if the ref feels like you're in trouble, he'll give you a mandatory 8. He'll send someone off to the neutral, give you an 8, say to you, like, "Are you ready to carry on?" And you've got to say, "Yes, I'm ready to continue."
Mm.
That's the only word he wanted. If you said anything different, he would just stop the fight. They were the 3 words that he had to say. So I just assumed I bit Kevin. I just thought it took him back a bit. So I just thought the ref was doing that. But like I said, I don't know if I was dazed from the punch either, because
Yeah, but I don't think that 9 times out of 10 that's usually adrenaline, because like you've got to learn how to control it, and you only had one. You've only had one fight. Do you know what I mean? Like you when you're at the ultra white level, it's all about survival. You know what I mean? There is actually no boxing skill there, because everything we've taught you has gone out the window. Do you know what I mean? Like you say, like we're telling you what to do, and you're like, yeah, all right, man, shut up. Do you know what I mean? So all it is after that is just survival. So when you've knocked, or when you wobble someone, he's counting, you're like, what? Or you just don't remember it, so you're just sitting there like, what's happened? Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, so it might have been just like the adrenaline.
Yeah, so that happened, and then got my hand raised and all that, and then went out for my blood pressure check, and they said it's normal. So what are we chatting about? It's not been normal for 3 years. They were like, it's really strange, but your blood pressure's normal. I was thinking, bloody, I ain't got to do this all the time. It was a bit like, that Jason Statham movie where he's not allowed to let his adrenaline go down. It was sort of a bit like that. It's the first time in years that my blood pressure's actually been normal. I think I ain't fighting every week to keep my blood pressure up. Like,
We're fighting every week now, Lee.
So yeah, that was my introduction to boxing.